Welcome back everyone. Today, I want to do something a little bit different and give you a few reasons why you need to keep an eye on Wreckfest 2. I love racing games. As a kid, I sank hours to the original Need for Speed Underground and Midnight Club games on the PS2. After the second Fast and Furious movie drop, I was hooked harder than Diddy with baby oil. Now, I wasn't great at them, but I was good enough to keep up, like that chubby kid in PE, who didn't quite win, but didn't pass out either. Not too long ago, I got a familiar itch again. Not that itch, relax. I'm talking about the racing itch. So I fired up a few racing games again, but there's one thing I had forgotten. I suck at racing games. At first, I blamed the controller. Maybe it's because I'm not using a wheel and pedal setup like the tryhards. So I bought a wheel and pedal setup. Spoiler alert, I still suck. Naturally, I doubled down and bought a racing cockpit. Somehow, I got even worse. So I thought, I'm missing a shifter. Then I remembered, I'd driven automatic my whole life, and now I was driving worse than when I started. Even though I sucked, I still had fun. But then, I found a game that doesn't care how bad I am. In fact, it rewards me for being chaotic and unhinged. That game was Wreckfest, the first game. Wreckfest was a breath of fresh air. It rewards ramming, tail-spinning opponents without penalizing you with time deductions or shame. Going off-road isn't a death sentence. Actually, scratch that, it kinda is. But still, the game was unique and quickly became a cult hit right after its early access launch, but time passed and the lobbies dried up. And out of that dusty, chaotic grave rose Wreckfest 2. At launch, it had barely any content worth mentioning. A limp multiplayer scene, a few bugs to be sprinkled in for flavor. Right now, it feels less like a racing game and more like a furry convention, except everyone's dressed up like fish. Scalies? Gillies? I don't even know. Anyways, let's get back on track. I'm supposed to be giving you reasons why you need to keep an eye on Wreckfest 2. So let's get started. Wreckfest 1 didn't launch with a full tank. It rolled out of the garage with a cracked windshield and a dream. But then THQ said, wait, we're not done yet. They added new cars, tracks, tournaments, career modes, seasonal events, and even a lawnmower. Yes, lawnmowers. By the end, Wreckfest 1 had so much content. It felt like a buffet at the Demolition Derby. So if Wreckfest 2 follows that same formula, we're about to witness the glow up of the decade. Yes is janky right now, yes is emptier than a gas station sandwich wrapper, but let's not forget, early access games are basically the trust the process of gaming. Wreckfest 2 is still cooking right now, and it's the raw dough phase, but if Wreckfest 1 is any proof, the final product is gonna rise like your blood pressure during a head-on collision. Even in its current state, the crashes, the collision, the flipping over of fences like a drunk uncle at the barbecue, it all feels right. The driving has that signature Wreckfest feel, kinda realistic, kinda arcadey, kinda what if I use my opponent's car as a brake. These aren't the type of devs that are trying to force esports or balance charts. No one is crying over a fair meta build. They know what they want. Stupid fun, chaos, and more ways to ruin friendships with tactical ramming, and with that track record, they'll deliver. Right now, Wreckfest 2 is kinda like that one friend who shows up at the party early, awkwardly drinks out of a red cup, and says, so you like the music? It's weird, it's quiet, it's a little broken, but you know, it's just the beginning. Once more players hop in, and the updates drop, this game is gonna be the center of the party again. So yeah, Wreckfest 2 might be a little rough right now, but keep an eye on it, because when the updates hit, and the chaos kicks in, and the content drops like an overconfident driver hitting a wall, you're gonna want to say, I was here before it was cool, and slightly less broken.